I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I make a motion to accept.
Second.
First and second, any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Anybody opposed? For some of the resolutions, there are resolutions under the county law 1564, changing the location of monthly meeting of the county legislature to the Douglas Park, the Hill Court, class guy. August 15th. Second, first and second, any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Aye. Thank you. Next up, we have a resolution establishing Oswego County 50th Revolution Commission. This is going to consist of 13 official members that are going to be appointed by the chairman of the legislature, including himself, the town supervisor, mayor of the city of Oswego, village mayor, county historian, 2 towns historians, a legislator, county clerk, Port Ontario site manager, member of the County Historical Society, member of the Town Historical Society, 1 citizen of fire. Served for one of the valuable senators for 3 years. First and second.
So, Mr. Chairman, I just want to let everybody know this is state historian was actually in Oswego County here a month ago. This is something that all counties are starting to do. This is going to last a long period of time. Oswego County is famous for this. The last fort here, Fort Ontario, was held by the British in the United States. So we actually should really be having this commission last the longest, because we should celebrate that we got rid of the British from Oswego last. I didn't put in there that we weren't defeated over the one battle that we tried, the one siege where we tried to take the fort, but we'll keep that to ourselves. But Saratoga is way ahead of us right now on this. Of course, with the Saratoga battlefield, they really are the heart of New York City history. So, Purpose Revolutionary War. Just got back from Gettysburg Civil War. But when it's all said and done, we have a whole thing that's set up by the state, and there will be some funding opportunities for this that are coming, not just from the state, but from the federal government as well, which are county historians. Sorry.
Thank you. First and second, your discussion. All in favor? Thank you. GC3, resolution adopting the county of Oswego local law number 6, entitled local law training and exemption from general ad valorem taxation, special ed levies, a special assessment as decided for us in tax law 45 90, regarding the payment of dispatcher from Clean Energy Center. I make a motion for full legislature for approval. Second, any discussion?
I would just note that the local law allows an exemption to be granted on the Fitzpatrick nuclear power plant. The town and the county have to pass local laws. The school district do it by way of resolution. You have to have a hearing on the local law as well as a hearing on the agreement. If the local law is passed, the county can enter into an agreement, which is the next resolution.
All in favor?
Aye.
Everybody opposed? Authorizing the chairman of the legislature to execute the tax agreement regarding James O. Fitzpatrick Clean Energy Center, nuclear powered electric facility on certain terms pursuant to RPTL 485, Constellation Traffic LLC.
Make motion, that we pass this legislature.
This is a draft agreement. We had a conference call last week, and there will be some revisions made to this agreement, not on the numbers, but on the term, the language, those slight revisions.
But the numbers will stay
The numbers
the
stay
same.
the same.
We're getting payments of $4,226,000.
Collected and scheduled, yes. Well,
Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye. Anybody opposed? GC5, President authorizing the budget modification, Department of Real Property, tax services for salaries and wages in the amount of $2,477.65. And request for the fund balance the transfer. Check. Second. All in favor? Aye. Anybody opposed? Next is the budget of persons authorized to the Department of Public Defender for books and printing. The amount of $3,000.
Is they, help us with discovery, state reimbursement involved. 7.10%. So it's a cheaper option. Pay one.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, next up is resolution for budget bond for City Council.
The commission open discussion.
Is there first and second? This is going to be $525. This state is going to give us $175.
This is and Rachel's here. Explain that this is the legal fees and the state's doubling rates for attorneys cost this. And that's why you see some state revenue into it because they cover they cover half of that. Some money. We need more than this. Rachel's received a grant.
Correct. We're hoping that we don't have to come back and ask for more money. I don't want to total one and done request. We're hoping that this chunk of money can get us to the end of the year. But as Mr. Church said, we do receive a large grant as well that can help us out. We're on track for our spending. I looked at the data compared to the same time frames last year with being fully up and running, and our open cases are down, but because of that rate raise, we're still at the same amount of money spent, unfortunately. So we are on track. We are seeing the caseload being reduced a little. Unfortunately, with this rate raise, it hasn't made much of a difference. And we had decreased our budget from 2.2 million to 1.5. This year, hey, the up and running, we're going to drastically reduce it, but that rate rate's just really much.
Yes.
I'm curious, is there still room for,
Yes, yes. We're hoping to eventually only handle family court and conference cases. Right now, we are still getting assignments out of specific town courts. But ultimately, the goal is to only handle family court.
So you feel comfortable gaining, what you're gaining?
As of now, since past ends like speaking, I'll already go over. But with my current personnel, projects not taking place some. But I have 2 new attorneys come in. That probably pushes with. Bad news is that the talk to the state, I think we just funding. We have a grant. So, I mean, our office is made about 16 to 17 grants. Right? To handle all the cases. Right now, I have a couple people coming on, we'll be up to about 11. And I think that gets us to I don't think ILS will be too strictly to their standards in case laws. Again, all depends. How much we go past.
We also have a meeting scheduled with ILS, with the public defender and the assigned counsel. I believe it's July 30th, so it's later this month, but I'm hoping that we can get everybody on the same page. ILS does hold some counties to those baseline standards. I'm hoping that we'll be a little bit more relaxed with that with Oswego, since we are trying to something coming, but the meeting later this month.
just curious, did they keep a
This
reason?
budget,
They added,
they have a budget. They may raise it next year. But the same, you have. The other problem is the other end is all the attorneys hiring this year are last year. So I'm really getting the applications. Lucky that we have a state. We don't really have
Do you have any other discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Next up, PCA, resolution urging New York State Public Service Commission to check national grid proposal for grading. Shut up there on it. Second. Chris is second. Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye. Next up, recording department, county clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just a few updates. Our motor vehicle numbers, there's, you can do monthly transactions from midnight last night for June, so we won't have updated state reports until the part of the week, but from the numbers that we keep, June was down a little bit, closer to our April numbers, but nonetheless, they were still steady for us. So hopefully in August, I can give you both July or June information. The clerk's office, we started our digitization project. We have 100 deed books that are out right now and the corresponding indexes for them. They should be back about 2 weeks it takes for that process, and then we'll take another 100 books. Do the same. While they're out, if an abstractor or someone from the public is looking for a specific deed, of course they can find most of that information. And other indexes along with online or on the computer itself in the index portion, we can call up .qs and they will scan that document back to us. So there's really, it's kind of a flawless situation. So we're glad that that's working out, and we'll see. It should be really a good thing for us. Well, we had to shut down the building here last week or the week before for a few days. This process that we're undergoing right now, if we completed with that, we would never have to shut down our research and obtain those documents as well. Just another example of how this is going to benefit is not to pick on our neighbors, but look at Cuyahoga County, what they're going through with their county clerk's office. We will alleviate a lot of the problems they're having with researchers and abstractors. So I appreciate the legislature's efforts in putting into this department and moving us into 2024 in the right direction. Overall, I am down a few employees, and they have left employment to go to other local jurisdictions, pretty much doing the same job. The legislature is working on that, but I just want to keep it up to date. That still is an issue in my department. We're not leaving motor vehicle workers like we were in the past, but we still are having some that are exiting.
Any questions for Terry? Next up, we have strategic initiative.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We filed what I hope is the last grant application for the decade-old Phoenix School wastewater treatment project. And we met, treasurer, myself, chairman, a couple other members of the legislature, and Tim Stahl, Mark Lombardo, and Kyle. We met last week to talk about transitioning for once I leave, to make sure that we have a process and a person in place to handle water and wastewater. And also we talked about first steps in getting the recently reactivated water board put together, have a meeting, and develop a small scope to cover that first initial organizational meeting. So on the wastewater and water side, that's coming together pretty well. And last week, 2 weeks ago, we filed $30 million request for broadband. We got a letter back from the state with 13 questions on it, which was a very positive sign because they called it a letter of conditional award eligibility. So they looked at the application, they feel good about it, but they had specific questions about certain answers that were on the application. So we've been working through that. That letter is due back to them later today, which we have pretty much in place right now. We think that we had an online conversation with the Connect All office at New York State, and they seem pleased with the direction that we're going. So it's not guaranteed, but feeling hopeful that on a good path for an award for that. That won't get us all of the unserved and underserved addresses in the county, but it'll get about 2/3 of those. And there's subsequent grants that will be coming up in the near future that we can apply for to finish that out. It's very expensive when you have very rural areas. There's, for example, when we were laying out the network design for all the addresses we had, there were 5 houses that combined would have cost about $750,000 just to reach those 5 houses. We unfortunately had to take those out of our application because it would have been uncompetitive by the state. So it's pretty difficult. This particular grant only allows for fiber to the home. So subsequent grants, there's discussion about allowing things like fixed wireless as a solution. So there may be other ways, less expensive to reach those people that are very remote.
Questions? Thanks, Dick. We have one right here.
Not.
Question?
Regarding proposed or pending litigation on a tax property matter and financial or credit history of a particular person or corporation concerning solar.
Aye.
Motion second,